Everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to do another first impressions on a Quint from Dior. I don't know what else to say, guys. I've already told you guys I'm obsessed. It just is what it is. I am going to at some point end up with most, if not all, of these Quints. I know it may be a little bit ridiculous, but that is just my obsession with these guys. So I finally got this one in and I'm super excited for it. I mean, what's new? This one is in the shade MITZAH 689. So in case you guys have not been watching my videos, I have been reviewing several of these new reformulated Quints from Dior, and they are called the 5 COULEURS Longwear Creamy Powder Palettes. So these come with 5 shades. This specific one I have not done anything with yet, so let's go ahead and unbox it together. And here is the palette. This is a very warm palette, so a little bit different than the ones I have reviewed so far. Most of the palettes I have so far reviewed have been cool tone. And then here we have the swatches. So this one right here is the middle shade, that's a satin. This one's another satin shade. This one here is more of a topper. It's a very light sparkle, like with an orangey undertone. Then we have another satin, and this dark brown is a matte. And I do like to show it side by side so you guys can see the swatches versus what's on the pan. New dress, the last one I have reviewed. Now, while I was filming that video, I asked you guys which other palettes you all were interested in seeing, and MITZAH is actually the one that most people did mention, so that's why I wanted to post this one next. Let me know. The other one that I have had some people ask me on is denim, and as much as I actually like a blue eyeshadow, I am afraid of it for myself. I've been traumatized from my 8th grade teacher. So ever since then, blue eyeshadow and me, I like it, but I'm just afraid of it. So I know Allison Chase had mentioned that she has it. I told her I cannot wait to watch her video, so hopefully she'll post it soon. She might persuade me to go ahead and pick that one up as well. It looks really, really pretty, but that is for sure a palette that I don't think I'll be able to use all 5 shades from. But I think I will be able to, you know, grab just a few and create a nice little blue eyeshadow look with it. But I'm gonna wait on her review and see what she has to say. So before we get started with the eyeshadow, I like to prime my eyes. I have really oily eyelids, so priming is a must for me. I'm using my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Eye Primer. And let's get started. So I'm gonna use this satin shade down here first, and we're gonna apply this all over the crease. I'm gonna start in the inner portion above the crease actually with this color. I really enjoy eye looks that have that darkness in here. I can't do that with all eyeshadows, and I cannot always get away with it. So this is my first time using this palette, and I guess I'm trying to be a little creative here. Nothing too crazy. I don't go crazy with my looks, but just something a little bit different. As long as it's a wearable, that's very important to me. I'm just kind of like brushing it out right here on the edges. I'm gonna apply another color here, so it really doesn't matter. This shade actually alone will make for a beautiful one shadow look. Really enjoy these type of shades. It reminds me of a darker version of Marie Antoinette, aka Oyster from Charlotte Tilbury. Just really love these kind of shades. All right, so same brush. By the way, I'm using the Wayne Goss number 3, and I'm gonna go into this middle reddish shade. And this is gonna go in the outer portion of my crease. Okay, that's quite pigmented. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply, and then I'll use a clean brush to further blend this, because I don't want to take it in too much. With my Marc Jacobs crease brush, I'm going to start blending this. It all depends on the angle that we hold our brushes, so we have to pay attention to that. I sometimes forget, and I end up applying eyeshadow in areas that I don't necessarily want it, but it has so much to do with the way that we hold our brushes. For my lid, I'm going to go in with this shade using my Sonia G Builder 2 brush. This color, overall this palette reminds me of fall. I actually just did a look saying how I don't want my makeup to be too fallish right now because we're nearing the end of summer and I'm trying to take it all in as much as possible. But then again, here I am with this fallish looking palette. And of course, it all depends on how we use it. We can make it a little bit more summery, but I have a feeling this eye look is going to be very fallish. I love the shimmers of these palettes because they're just so wearable shimmer shades. Really beautiful. I think these do a really great job at enhancing our eyes without it being like so dramatic. Okay, granted, these colors are a little bit more dramatic than the other ones I've been using, but just overall, it looks so beautiful. Now, what I am noticing about this palette, and I experienced the same thing while using the Jungle palette, is that these actually have a little bit more pigment to them once you start applying, whereas the other ones, once you kind of lay it on, it looks like there's a lot, but the moment you start blending, you start losing a little bit of that pigment. So those are a lot more buildable. These are also buildable, but from the beginning, you definitely get a lot more color. So I just wanted to make sure I let you guys know about that because that is what I've been noticing with these last two palettes I've used. Again, MITZAH and Jungle. This is such a gorgeous palette. Okay, so I cleaned off the number 3 Win Goss brush. I'm going to go back with this first shade that we had picked up. I want to blend these edges here. I went a little too far up with the lid shade. With a pencil brush, I'm going to go back into this middle shade and I'm going to line my bottom lash line with this. Okay, so let's try this one in the inner corner. I will say that a lot of these don't flatter me all that well in the inner corner. Some I feel like are true toppers and really only work well on the lid, tap with a finger. And then there are a few other ones that I do feel like can be used all over the lid, applied with a finger or a really dense brush to get more pigment. But overall, I will say that these like special shadows have been a little bit inconsistent in my opinion as to how they perform. Clearly that hasn't stopped me from buying more of these palettes. That hasn't been the case with all of them, but if you guys watch any of my other videos, you'll see that with some I'm not as happy with it as with others. And this actually looks really nice. That gives a little bit of color, it gives a little bit of sparkle in there, but it looks good. So okay, overall it looks like this palette completely works really, really well. Whatever's left on my brush, I like to just apply on my brow bone. Now with a flat definer brush, I'm going to pick up this dark matte shade. I'm going to line my top lash line with this. Nothing too precise. I'm also going to apply some of this on the bottom lash line. I like to define this as well. Also, these do cause fallout, especially the matte shades, so be careful. I should have tapped that off a little bit better than what I did. I was kind of forgetting about that. So here we are with the eyes complete using MITZAH, and I think it's beautiful. I'm not surprised. I don't know about you guys. I know I was going to love this. I'm obviously obsessed with the formula. So at this point, it just really takes being interested in the colors of these Quints. Don't expect something so ridiculously metallic-y or super, super out there. We are talking about Dior. Dior is more of a sophisticated brand. So even when they come out with color, particular, I'm noticing with these Quints, since I don't have experience with any of their other eyeshadows, that the eye looks that you can create with these are very elegant eye looks you can do. Again, it depends on how we apply these, how we use them, but just using the palettes on their own, I feel like you will create a really beautiful look. Something that can go from being very wearable to something that's more glam, but a sophisticated glam. So I think that's why I'm really enjoying these. I think I'm already of that age where I like glam, but my glam has to be a little bit more toned down than before. I mean, do not get me wrong, I still like my heavy metallic eyeshadows. I still love my Pat McGrath palettes, Natasha Denona, those brands that have a lot more intensity to them. Of course, I still enjoy them, but to me, there's a time and a place for those type of palettes, whereas these I feel like are suited for almost an everyday type of situation and for certain special occasions as well. So let me go ahead and finish doing my makeup. I'm just gonna apply some mascara, a lipstick, and then we will be right back. All done with my makeup. I really don't think I have anything else to share besides what I already told you guys. Clearly, I really like this palette. I love this color scheme. I think it is perfect for the fall time, which is upon us. So if you guys are interested in this color scheme, or like I said, any other color scheme from these new reformulated Quints, I strongly recommend them. But again, only if this is something that you're interested in, especially if you worked with eyeshadows from Dior before. I think you would really love these. Overall, I am very happy with all of the ones that I have tried so far. I think that once I post my video on the next Quint, which again is going to be Black Bow, I will be doing a ranking video on all of these Quints. I think that's kind of necessary because I've also been asked quite a few times which palette I prefer. A lot of the times I've been asked between a few of them, but overall I think it'd be interesting to see, because I'm even interested to see how I would rank these. Obviously it's going to be on my personal preference and perhaps on how often I will use specific palettes. I don't really know. I guess we'll see how I end up doing my ranking. But if you guys have any suggestions for other Quints that you guys want me to review or any other products, do let me know in the comments down below. If you've tried these, let me know which are your favorite so that you can also help me out with my ranking video. Also, if you guys have not checked out any of my other videos, I will have the playlist at the end of today's video so you guys can check them out, see what they have to offer. I know my videos in Spanish, but if you guys want to see how Jungle performs, make sure to check out that video as well. Alright guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. You guys know I really appreciate it. It means so much to me that you guys take time out of your day to spend it with me. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe if you have not yet so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you guys so much. Until next time.